What's up, Big 12 Nation? It is Tuesday night in America. That can mean only one thing. It is time for another edition of your favorite YouTube-centric Big 12 college football show. That's right, it's the one, it's the only, it is the biggest 12 with me, your host, Clint Foster. And wherever you are, thank you so much for making us a part of your Tuesday night. We made it! College football is here. You'll notice no TCU helmets on the couch today because we were talking about one game and one game only. That's right. It's Farmageddon, me lads. We're going to talk all things the game happening in Ireland, Iowa State, Kansas State. We're starting this season out right. A lot to break it down, and two great human beings help me do it. Before we get to any of that, though, you know I need things from you, okay? You got to help me out here. I'm at the end of my rope, and I need your help. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here, so do your part and subscribe to the show. All right, at Big 12 Voice of College Football. There it is, running across the bottom of the screen in Shamrock Green. Yeah, I looked up Shamrock Green. You better believe I looked up what color that is for this show. At Big 12 VOCFB, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your lovers, tell your haters, tell everyone. Knock on doors, and let's grow this thing. All right, also, do follow me on social media at Clint_Foster55. People have deleted my banners here on StreamYard. I need to remake them again. At Clint_Foster55 on Twitter, and my personal YouTube channel at Clint Foster Creations. I'm trying to make more videos for you here now. We're getting into the season. All right, a lot to be excited about. Planning to have something Farmageddon related, hopefully by the end of next weekend. We'll see what happens. Do that. Also, check out the website, VOCFB.com. I've shown you many times, okay? It's a beautiful website. You should go look at it for yourself. It's amazing. And follow the Voice of College Football on Twitter, Instagram, all the places. VOCFB, very easy to find. Lots to talk about as we sprint to the end of this off season, okay? And find the Voice of College Football, specifically the Biggest 12, everywhere you get your podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple. We're in all the places, okay? So do it. Go do that. So, without further ado, let me bring in my two guests. You know him, you love him, representing in the red corner, Iowa State, ladies and gentlemen. It's Brownie in the building. There's Brownie. There he is. Give him his flowers. And in the purple corner, representing Kansas State, we've got first time on the show, but I'm very excited to have him, Joe Tillery. Gentlemen, how are we feeling as we approach Farmageddon at long last?
Man, I'm fired up, to tell you the truth. I'm also a little bit nervous, and that's just how you want to be. You want to be equal parts nervous and equal parts fired up, out over the top all the time. So it's rivalry week, out of the gates, which is absolutely insane in Ireland. What could be better than this?
Barn burner. I'm prepared for a barn burner.
Yeah. Yes.
I want highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel.
Oh, we're going to get it. And y'all, I found like two of the only
Marshall.
People... Oh, golly. Coming out firing here immediately.
I'm holding your shit hostage tomorrow, just to let you know, for that comment, buddy.
I found two of the only human beings who did not make the trip to Ireland. Everybody else, it's midnight in Dublin right now, so I had a hard time getting people to want to come on the show. We'll see, actually. I put the feelers out for somebody who's going to be our vibes ambassador if she's able to jump on, tell us how things have been over there. But with or without her, we'll have a lot of fun talking about this game. Very exciting one. And, we're going to have an 11 a.m. kickoff here in God's time zone in Central Time. It'll be evening over there in Dublin. My gosh. I just feel like I'm just so excited that the season's finally here and that we're starting out on such a high note. I mean, we've talked this, me and you have talked this game to death already this offseason, but give me more a sense of being fans of these two teams. I mean, is there a FOMO aspect to it? Are you upset that it's in Ireland, or are you hyped that all the eyeballs are going to be on these two squads? Where are we at?
I think, at least for my perspective, a lot of Cyclone fans are happy. I think that there's going to be a very large showing for both fan bases. We're basically treating this like a postseason playoff game, if you want to think about it. It's the last consecutive Farmageddon because Big 12 are assholes. And honestly, I think both of these programs I don't necessarily want to say for once, but at least in an extended period of time have been so competitive, especially with each other, that this game actually means something at the beginning of the season. I'm never really a huge fan of like conference games week 0, week 1, week 2 just because like you need to get those cobwebs off of you. And I mean, there's some of these Ireland games a few years back where there was some really botched plays, questionable plays. I mean, we didn't necessarily see it. I think it was last year when it was Notre Dame Navy, right? Was the last year's game?
Sounds right.
Was it that one?
Wasn't it the Boston College game, maybe?
Yeah,
Boston College and Florida State.
the Florida State. Yep.
AU.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was some fuckassery.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be brutally honest, and especially when you have players on both teams coming back from injuries, you just don't know where their levels are. I know Joe, we were talking about it earlier. K State has a few that it was guys coming back from season long injury last year. You don't know if they're going to play a lot. Maybe they sit out. But then realistically, is it the best version of both of these teams that are playing? And I really think that's kind of what we're even seeing with these odds right now, too. I mean, Kansas State is a -3 favorite. Like, that's nothing, So I'm just glad that it doesn't affect our home count for the season, where maybe KSU fans are a little bit more pissed that it does.
I think there's a good element of people that are. I've kind of pushed back on it in the sense that, like, because of the magnitude of the game, I care a little bit less. Obviously, you want more home games. You want this to be at the Bill, and that's all of K-State football right there. But the magnitude of the moment is so massive that I can kind of put that aside a little bit. I know there's it's about a pretty even split of people that are pissed about it, considering, like, would I want to play Matt Campbell in a massive game somewhere overseas? Not very bad. I'd rather take him on at our house, a little bit different environment. You're walking into a hostile territory. It's going to be a little bit easier in theory, obviously. But I think I've gotten aside that because it's Ireland. I mean, you see everybody so fired up. Both the coaching staffs are excited, all the teammates, all the players, everybody's ready to get over there. But like, it is such a massive moment that I can live with the idea of giving away a home game, even though, yeah, there's a lot of things beyond that. Like, it takes away some money from the university in certain aspects or from local businesses and things like that. But I just feel like the overall, like we said, the vibes. I mean, it's midnight in Ireland, and I'm sure there's people tuned in right now overseas. Everybody's amped up for this, and it's so awesome. But I think you bring up a good point, Brownie, with, is this the best version of these two teams? I'm going to go on a limb and say for the first half, absolutely not. Like, I don't think Kansas State, like, I don't have as much faith about week 1 K-State that I do about week 5, week 6. Same thing with Iowa State, I assume. It's asking a lot of questions, leaving a lot to be desired. And the question shifts from who is the better team right now, or who will be the better team, to who's going to be more prepared right now. And that's the question that's going to be tough to answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, here's two teams, though. I mean, in a wide open Big 12, we've talked about it, Brownie, a lot this offseason, how many teams there are, that can win, that can compete for Arlington this year. A lot of teams. And these are two of them. How much does winning this game immediately put you in the driver's seat for that Big 12 title game?
I would say that whoever wins this game, I don't necessarily want to say that they control their own destiny at that point, but it gives them such a leg up on not only the loser of the competition, but the rest of the Big 12. Because when you look at these schedules, a lot of these top teams that can win the Big 12 have to eventually play one or two more of the top teams that play in the Big 12. And in the instance of Iowa State and Kansas State, we both have 2 additional teams that can win Big 12 on our schedule. So winning this one puts us by far over the other one and potentially others, because then the rest of the conference has to go, well, shit, like Kansas State or Iowa State won this game. They're now 1 up and they beat a potential contender. Now we have to start focusing on the winner because they're going to be out for blood to try to not drop more games. Where whoever loses, Iowa State or Kansas State, like, okay, well, now we have to win out against those other tougher competitions. We can't have any of those conference trap games, and we have to focus then the rest of the season, which I mean, depending on injuries down the road, you're talking serious mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. I mean, you think about it overall, like this is a massive game. And I know there's some people that truly are like, all right, if you lose this game, you're not overcoming it. I don't believe that per se. These are both two good teams that are going to be hovering around the top 25. Whoever loses is still going to be hovering around the top 25 cutoff if they drop out of the poll at that. Like out of the gates, you get a top 25 win. Someone's going to have a loss in that same column. But like it is such a massive event for both teams. Like this is going to be the entire story of your offseason. How did you bounce back when you were ready? And then you can worry about the next game. Like both teams, I think, are flying out on Wednesday or tomorrow. And some people are like, oh, it's a little late. How are they going to adjust? How are they going to do this? I think at that point, like I would rather play a great game against Iowa State and then get punched in the mouth in the adjustment of the first half of the next game than come out there lagging or whatever the case is. Obviously, it's not up for me, but it comes down to the fact of like this game not only gives you such a massive leg up in terms of the title race, like there's probably going to be a logjam at the top. I think we all kind of agree that where there's a reality where you could see 4 teams that are all sitting there at 9-3, and you could have one team at 11-1 when it's all said and done, or 10-2. And it's, hey, 9-3 wasn't good enough to get the conference championship weekend. That win against Iowa State would have been crucial if K-State loses that, or same boat the other way around. I think that also the national perception, like I kind of hate the college football playoff stuff. Everybody kind of does at the moment if you like college football, just because it's, it's run by idiots. It just is what it is.
It is.
Money, power, it's all awful. But at the sake of that, it's still football. If you win this game, whether you're Iowa State or K-State, there's a damn good chance you're a top 15 team next week. Like Iowa State jumps from 22 to 15. Kansas State's already at 17, 18. Like you're going to have that jump into the top 15. And at that moment, like you are currently the Big 12 favorite because you're obviously you're up 1-0 on the rest of the people. So mathematically, of course, but the national perception is there for the taking too.
Yeah. Well, we've done something very uncharacteristic of the Biggest 12. We're talking about football right out of the gate. So I need to shift.
We can change that.
Yeah. I need to shift gears here. Joe's new to the show. We always love to play a game when we start things out here on the Biggest 12. And I have decided that the best way to spend the beginning moments of this show is to determine which of these two teams, which of these two programs, schools, communities, however you want to put it, is more Irish. Okay, so I have Kamala Harris would be so proud. I have a Venn diagram here, all right, where we are going to figure out which team is more Irish. I have 10 Irish things that I'm going to put to you, and we're going to discuss which circle or both circles do each of these Irish things belong in. So, I mean, we got the ticker running across the bottom. I'm obviously all decked out. I think one of the most Irish things we can all think of is the color green. Obviously, neither of these teams have green as a color. You can argue Iowa State doesn't know what their school colors are, actually. But where does the color green belong on this Venn diagram, gentlemen?
I mean, we're both egg schools, so it's got to be down the middle, right?
That's true.
I will say, and this may not be as prevalent, but there is a subsection of both Bill Snyder's Family Stadium and what am I blanking on? Bramlage Coliseum. That's the Shamrock Zone, which does have a green Shamrock logo across the south end zone on part of that. That's my 2 cents. Is the closest green we're going to get outside of the grass. We play on beautiful grass, but that would be my only contribution here. But so,
do both teams have natural grass?
I do.
I have no idea off the top of my head. Probably. I think so. I'm not sure.
That's a good question.
Give me a Google search there. I think we might be turf. If I'm screwing that up, K-State fans, I'm sorry, gang. I didn't educate myself on the field. I think.
I do kind of feel like
it is AstroTurf.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, I do kind of think
we grow
between
ours.
a natural grass field in Iowa State, a Shamrock Zone at Kansas State, and both ag schools, there is reason to believe we could put this in the middle.
Yeah, neither one of us grows potatoes, so
yeah, I'd split some green. I'd split some green down there.
I'll split.
Okay,
green.
we'll split green in the middle. So we're both equal. No, not that one. That's incorrect.
Yeah. That's a very large green. Sorry.
They should. I imagine the more things I enter in, the smaller they'll get. So far, we only have green. Okay. Next, one of the second most Irish things I can think of: a hatred of England and English people. Do we feel like that applies to either Iowa State or Kansas State?
I don't think there's an inherent hatred for England outside of the 4th of July generically. Everybody's kind of on that boat of, back-to-back champs. Like we're out here celebrating independence. But yeah, I don't think that there's an inherent hatred for England. I would be interested to see which school does more like outreach for international programs coming over. Maybe which school has more, London people. I don't know, English people.
I was gonna say, like, I was more thinking like for research, if there was any ties for research. I don't think Iowa State has any researches that are tied to like Cambridge or anybody over in England.
Let me look up my super secret, just looking directly off screen for my research here. Let's see.
Man.
Okay.
You can study abroad in England at Iowa State.
You can also study abroad
yeah.
at the state, where there's University of Liverpool. There's academic partnerships with University of Liverpool, Harper Adams University, Norwich. I probably butchered that. And two other ones I don't want to try to pronounce that are all in England. So there's probably a generic there's generic non-hatred for England. I feel like you can't.
I was going to say, I think we have more generic non-hatred, so they might be able to take that because we have Exeter, Lancaster, 4 different Londons, and then you're actually able to request a special exception to go to any English school.
Hey, I'll take hate in England if we have to. I got no issue with that. But
I don't like that.
Well, I mean,
all right, it might make more sense for Kansas State. It might make more sense for Kansas State. I mean,
I like the EPL, but that's about my lovingness for England because I don't like Lando Norris. I don't like Lewis Hamilton.
That's fair. I watched my first soccer game.
Brownie specifically hates England.
I specifically despise everything England.
That's fair. I mean, we'll rep. I mean, yeah, I don't know if Kansas State has that much hatred ties. I feel like there's occasionally like an athlete that's from England or something like that comes over, but not not off the top of the head. So
it's hard too, because like I'm even thinking like these are both Union states. If we're talking Civil War, right, where England was a bit more friendly to the South, so we can't even do that, right?
Yeah, there's mostly academic partnerships, research collaborations, alumni groups, and stuff like that. But that's pretty damn generic for every team, every program in America, I imagine. But
do we go by Irish bars then?
Oh, yeah, off the
Could
top.
That be the tie?
Well,
England,
or do you have another category for Irish bars?
I do have a similar category. We'll put hatred of England in the middle for now.
Yeah,
my other category, since you're bringing up bars and pubs, alcoholism, right? This is something that's very Irish. The people of Ireland,
I'm drunk right now.
Invented whiskey. We have Guinness, of course. This is an interesting conversation. I feel like Iowa State takes the cake on this one. But give me your arguments for who's more alcoholic.
Let me go to bat. I feel like I'm fresh off the bachelor party recently, so I'm riding high off the momentum. A lot of K-State grads. I would say if you want to go into the term of how much people drink, it's pretty damn hard for me to differentiate Iowa State and Kansas State in that sense because both towns are always going to be filled with beer. Both towns are going to try to drink them dry every single time. But for Kansas State, I feel like and maybe it's just speaking to me, but the last 4.5 years, I was a 4.5 year kind of guy. I wasn't taking it too hard. 4.5 years at K-State, it was basically Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I mean, it was pretty alcoholism central, but you can't be an alcoholic if you're in college. That one's a well-known quote. 50-cent double wells, toss that one out there on Wednesdays and Thursday nights prior to bowling league. That's big. I feel like that helps out in the argument. There's also a burner out there. I don't know what they're posting, but 50-cent double Matt Wells banger real quick for the shout out. I want to toss that one out there. That's pretty. I don't think K-State.
Yeah, there might not be booze at Jack Trice, but we got enough booze outside Jack Trice. Plus, we can leave at halftime and do shotguns.
I tell you what, if we're going shotguns, I feel like that's where I'll put my mark on for Kansas State. Shotgunning beers. I feel like if you took both campuses, it'd be the Olympics for both programs. That's a big.
See, I think that would be the most fun non-NCAA sanctioned sport is that each Big 12, a beer Olympics for all the Big 12 teams, and BYU can do it with Diet Coke.
Yeah, don't they do dirty soda? Is that something they do? Like the coffee soda or whatever?
Yeah, so, not to toot our own horn, but
toot away.
Unless you guys average 35 arrests per game for alcoholism, you do not have us beat on alcoholics.
I don't know our average per arrest, our APA, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So on average,
Arrests per capita.
It's 35 arrests due to drunken and public intox. That does not include all misdemeanors. That does not include all underage drinkers that do not get arrested.
That's a big one.
The last one that I saw during the last home game of the season last year, we had 132 recorded incidents at Jack Trice Stadium, alcoholic related.
Yeah,
that was related to alcohol where they got caught. Now imagine the ones that did not get caught.
I feel
we also have the Haunted Forest, which is nothing but alcohol for the entire month of October.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't think there's, sober October is really not the way to live life. I don't think that really applies.
Wait, there's a thing called sober October?
If you don't do dry January, I don't really do either, but I've heard of both. I've heard
there's
rumors
dry January?
Yeah, that's like
that just shows my alcoholism.
Yeah,
I just looked at somebody else and they're like, "Yeah, I've never heard of that shit either."
That's like I think it's like a thing because like people do the New Year's. What are those called? You make your promises,
resolutions.
Resolutions. You're like, we're not going to drink all month, and then a day in, they're just immediately hammered. And I was like, that's really the respect factor. But I don't know. I think I'd be willing to concede this to Iowa State under one condition, is that if at some point in the next calendar year, the biggest 12 can host a beer Olympics team specific, and everybody elects a champion in the podcast sphere, and we all go destroy it. And then
would love to do that. I don't know how I'm going to logistically make that happen, but I'm going to figure out a way to make that
happen. Everybody eats Arlington. We'll make it happen, and then we'll have the worst Big 12 championship game experience the night before. Just to make
God.
Yeah.
We have to do that at Dallas Live.
Oh.
Texas Live, yeah.
Or Texas Live, yeah.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, listen, I've been to Manhattan. I had a lot of fun there. I had some fried mac and cheese.
Need you back.
It was great. I'm dying to go to Ames. Listen, Iowa State does take the cake here. Literally, Brownie literally writes for Wide Right Natty Lights, right?
I love that.
Like we know this is Iowa State's.
I'll respect it. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I will be respectful about it.
Yeah.
Also, Brownie, I love your guys' work, man. You guys do good stuff.
Some days we do good work.
That's all right.
Other days it's very questionable.
That's fair.
Okay, so Joe is repping in this regard on the next one, and I'm really looking for notable players here. But red hair, do we have any notable gingers from Iowa State or Kansas State? Who has more?
Ty Bowman, off the top of the head, was there last year. He was a fellow redheaded guy. Let's see. This is kind of an on-the-spot redheaded situation.
Yeah,
I mean, for TCU, it's very easy. Andy Dalton, Max Duggan, right?
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
Yeah,
it's easy.
Oh, like overall?
Yeah, just gingers of note.
Notable gingers.
Yes.
Let's see.
I got nothing.
Well, I've got one on the board already.
Who has the pot of gold? Nobody.
Nobody's got a pot of gold. Are you kidding me? We're
Texas
four.
Tech has the pot of gold.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. I need some classic back of the roster kind of guys that just don't see the field unless it's special teams. That kind of. Let's see. Dang it. Google AI. We don't know if we trust that or not, but Kyle Rockers is right there. Oh, Garrett Oakley, our starting tight end. He's got some red to him, red facial hair to him.
Okay, so that's 3 so far for Kansas State.
Oh, I'm forgetting the GOAT. Hold on. You might need to pull up a picture on this one. I say the GOAT semi-liberally. Randon Plattner, he's the dude that was our long snapper the last 5 years. He would steal trumpets after games and different band instruments. He wouldn't steal them. He'd take a photo with him. Hopefully he didn't steal them. It was a long snapper. Long red flowing hair, big red beard. Kind of looked like if Santa Claus was a redheaded guy. It was a tough beat. And then he had to cut his hair for one of the players' weddings, I believe, and he had to cut off the mane. But off the top of the head, Randon Plattner is
Plattner. I think I've just found him here. Oh yeah, he definitely does fit the bill. Here, we'll put him up on the screen for everybody to see.
Definitely a long hair one,
giving those vibes. Yeah, here we go. Go away.
Oh yeah, there's our guy right there.
Yeah, I don't think I can tap that.
That's my brother right there, man. Love that guy. Not actually, but we could be.
Not actually. No, are there any gingers of note from Iowa State?
There's got to be.
We only have one on our current roster, and I can't think of any gingers because most of our other good players are either not of Caucasian descent and or bald.
Well, there you go. Okay, so Kansas State takes this one.
Take it. We'll take it.
Red hair. Perfect.
I guess the Psy technically count as a redhead.
Well,
I mean, I guess Tyler Morrow is really one of the only other ones. I mean, he looks like a generic Irishman, if I'm
Fair.
being honest, but he doesn't have the mullet, and I'm sorry, I gotta
Randon, man.
respect the party, man.
I think
Yeah.
he got signed to the Chiefs practice squad for a bit. I don't think he's still doing that, but shout out to Randon Plattner. Good guy.
Okay, next on the list, potatoes. Right, this is something post-Columbian exchange, very Irish, inextricably Irish. Who would we more associate with potatoes? Perhaps French fries. I don't know. We can take this any number of ways. Boise State's not on here, so we've got corn and wheat. Who's going to lean more into potatoes?
Let's see. I don't know that there's something off the top of the head that comes to mind with potatoes outside of just generic fries. You know, you're going to get some baked potatoes there in town.
Hear me out.
Let's go.
I think we win this
Let's hear it.
because everybody mistakes Idaho and Iowa.
Mm.
And what grows in Idaho?
Potatoes.
Cool.
So you're based on mistaken identity, you're going to win.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think anyone's from Kansas State is Boise State, so I think we're going to be okay.
I that's the only argument that I have because there is absolutely nothing potato related in Iowa.
Man,
Yeah.
You can grow potatoes in your home garden, I
Yeah.
guess, but you can do that anywhere.
That's true. I
That's
feel
not
like
the South because, Southern things.
yeah, I looked up let's see. K-State has some Irish extensions for Potato King. Hold on a minute. The Potato King of Kansas. What is this?
Oh,
Why is there a
Oh,
potato
this is
king in
not it.
Kansas?
I don't think this is what we're looking for. Yeah, it's not going to work out. The K-State Alumni Association has a recipe for baked mashed potatoes posted on their website. It's about the best
Solid.
they can sell. So I think
the
the
Alumni
mistaking of Idaho for Iowa takes it.
we might have to put this one in the middle.
I respect
think.
it. Oh, that's
We might
fair.
have to put it in the middle. Potatoes.
It's
Okay, there we go.
Mash and stick them in a stew.
Yes, darn right. Okay. Next, Catholicism. Right, this is something that's very Irish.
That's
You got St.
Iowa
Patrick's
State.
Day.
dude, we are straight.
We got a basilica.
We are Catholics, bro. I got confirmed at K-State, actually. I just poured $4 million into the local Catholic church. Not to come here and get a Catholicism PSA going, but St. Isidore's, beautiful place. They just revamped it. Awesome place.
Okay, wait. So Iowa State has a basilica on campus?
Iowa State does not have a basilica on campus, but the state of Iowa has a basilica.
State of Iowa. Okay.
Mm.
And Joe was confirmed at Kansas State.
Technically,
Yes.
we have two if you want to be real uppity tight about it.
Mm.
We have the Basilica of St. Francis Xavier that's in Dyersville, Iowa, which is northeastern Iowa. And then we also have Basilica of St. John, which is in Des Moines, Iowa, which is only like 45 minutes away. We also have the Catholic Church that's literally right across the street from campus, which is also right across the street from probably the most partiest, horniest dorm room on the entire campus.
That's really what you want to see, you know?
Yeah.
Kansas has one out in Victoria, Kansas. I did have cousins get married at this church, actually. But it's the Basilica of, I can't name the saint off the top of the head, Cathedral of the Plains, which is a beautiful place. But yeah, they poured a bunch of money into St. Isidore's on campus. I'm getting married in a couple months. Subtle flex real quick. I was hoping to have the guy that confirmed me marry me, but we're not going to be able to get it together. He's now at, I think, Wichita State. So shout out to Father Drew one time. But
Nice.
yeah, it's a ton of money, and it's right there on campus. They did host dollar dinners on Sunday, so you paid like $1 and got like pulled pork sandwiches, and all you can get is pretty fire.
Okay. All right. I think we should do this based on
I'm good with the two
the
basilicas.
beauty of the churches.
Hold on.
So this
Oh,
is St.
dude, we are
Isidore's.
going to get wrecked then because
This
ours
is
is
St.
literally
Isidore's.
just a dumpster building.
Is that
Okay.
the
What
next
is the name
one?
of Iowa State's you said that's on campus?
I have to see
So
if
the one that's on campus,
this one
I
is on
haven't been
campus,
there
to
for a
clarify.
while.
St. Isidore's.
Is that one St. John? St.
It's
Thomas.
St. Isidore's right here on the screen.
I'm trying to see.
It's St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, yeah,
Aquinas.
Oh,
Yeah, potato.
That's the Aquinas, bro.
that was
Hey
pretty tough.
man,
That goes. to
I
Kansas
was
State.
half asleep when we were doing our premarital stuff there, so I
Fair.
don't pay any attention.
Yeah, he has some pretty good
SPA.
apologetics that you should read. St. Thomas Aquinas.
No thanks.
Yeah, that's not a very impressive building, I will say.
It's not. The inside is kind of nice, but the outside is like straight up warehouse.
I had a lot of sobering up walks down that street because my buddy lived down the road. There's like a horrible college house down the road. Had a lot of walks right past there. Was not in a great state most Sunday mornings, but the inside's pretty bougie too.
Yeah.
Can we go? Can we actually compare his to the one that I got married at? Is that
Sure. What's the one you got
Okay.
married at?
Immaculate Conception in Gilbertville, Iowa.
Gilbertville.
Yeah,
I've not
good
been
old
to
Gilbertville, home of Don Bosco
Oh,
Catholic
Okay.
school.
Images. Oh, okay. This one's actually got like a spire. Yes.
The interior is mwah.
Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Let me pull it up here for everybody. We're spending a lot of time on this.
Hey,
I'm totally down for it.
we got to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
we do.
Okay, so there's the interior. Here's the outside.
That's pretty
Okay.
sweet.
Yes. So very nice.
That's kind of what that church that I was talking about in Victoria, Kansas looks like, where it's like one of those, it's the Basilica, but Cathedral of the Plains. I've just got like, basically in Western Kansas, there's like, oh, he's got the photo ready to go. Oh, I guess this is a wedding
Yeah.
photo. That doesn't make sense.
Up right here. Right. This is what we're looking at. Yeah.
Yep.
That
Oh, yeah.
looks
There
really
y'all
cool.
are. Yes.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah, I respect that.
All right. I think,
We're both pretty Irish.
yes, I think, yeah.
Liquors.
I'm putting too much in the middle, though. I think I'm going to give this to Kansas State just because of the church
on,
that's
baby.
literally on campus. It
Ew.
looks so nice.
Had we done this like 2 years ago, it would not have been the same. Like it was nice, it was fine, but they poured so much money into it this last couple of years. It's been nice.
There we go. So I'm begrudgingly giving that one to Kansas State there, Brownie, but there's more opportunities.
Ew.
Okay.
Second
So next thing, U2 fandom, right? Bono from Ireland. Do you think U2 has a specific draw at either Iowa State or Kansas State?
Not off the top of the head. I mean, outside of just generically, you'll catch a song at a bar occasionally, and you'll be like, "Oh, nice." But
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, sweet, U2's playing. That's cool." You know, you don't really get the full. I feel like most of my experiences at K-State do not involve U2 off the top of my head. So if you have anything, I would respect that.
Brownie,
We do.
Okay.
Back in 1992, the wonderful year that I was born, U2 played at Cyclone Stadium.
Oh, there you go
Hey.
then.
Yeah, you
There
get. Yeah,
you
that's
go.
a big one right there.
That absolutely takes the cake.
Yeah, I can't.
I was like sitting
Alcoholism
there,
and
and I was
U2.
like, I was like, did they play at Visha, which would definitely be alcoholism and U2?
Nice.
But yeah, I
We-
saw
we-
that they played at Cyclone Stadium back in
Yeah,
92.
we had Young Gravy, so I don't think we really had any U2 sightings. I mean, we had some cool concerts back in the day, but just recently we've had a lot of random people pop up. But I don't know. I don't think they stopped at K-State for a U2 concert off the top of the head.
Well, there we go. Three more items. Irish goodbyes, right? People
Ooh.
just leaving parties without saying anything. I
My
don't know if
wife is
there's
the
any.
queen of
I
those.
mean, Kansas State and Iowa State have always been in the Big 8, Big 12, so you
Yep.
can't really like
There's a
pin this on the
loyalty aspect.
program. But do we feel like Irish goodbyes could go?
I guess
Either
the
way.
real question is, how loyal do the fan bases stay during blowouts either way?
I will say,
One
And
way
both
or
have
the
experienced the doldrums. Both
Yeah.
have experienced bad times. The
Dude.
worst.
other. I will happily tell you that we went to a game when we played Adrian Peterson in Oklahoma in the game where he did a somersault into the end zone and broke his collarbone. I can happily tell you that I was one of 8 people in the entire upper deck of that stadium. And that shit happened before halftime.
that's respectable. I feel like in the topic of Irish goodbyes, not that I'm trying to play who was worse at football here. That's always a fun one. But prior to Bill Snyder, there was like we sucked so
There was no
There
football.
was no
Yeah.
football. Like
Yeah.
we were a chess club and that was it. I don't think there was anything good happening in Manhattan. Not to throw a shot there, but there was a lot of loyalty. We saw like 1 game or 2 games that first year of Bill Snyder, and then every single game was packed because it was like, this is what it feels to not be the worst person of all time. Like, let's get back on track. But speaking for myself, I am like the worst Irish goodbye person. I feel like I'm the big family goodbye where it's like, goodbye, 10 hugs on the way out the door.
Mhm.
But that's not all of Kansas State. But at least in myself, I feel like the extrovertedness kind of takes over of like, I love this guy. I got to say bye to this dude. And then it takes 15 minutes to get out the door. But as far as Kansas State goes, there are some elite Irish goodbyers. I just may not be one of them.
I was going to say, I'm definitely not an Irish goodbyer unless you make me mad. I just feel like Iowa State fans as a whole, though, are kings of Irish goodbying. Because, like, as soon as one play goes wrong, like not to jab, unfortunately, at Joe, kind of, though. When Iowa State was down towards the end of the fourth quarter, when Iowa State made that comeback in the black jerseys in Ames, right before Mike Rose got that interception, 3/4 of the stadium was empty. And we still had like 7 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, we're down by 2 touchdowns. We're not winning this shit anymore. All of them just fucking left.
Yeah.
And
So if the question is a lack
like,
of loyalty, right? It's a lack of loyalty, Irish goodbyes.
See, I don't know that I can really, off the top of the head, name a time where K-State fans have left the stadium. I mean, basketball, nice. Jerome Tang has not exactly made it.
I was going to say basketball with Tang.
They're still there.
Some days.
I mean, I will say this, and this is the most loving way possible. I won't speak for the olds. The olds kind of do their own thing. Like half of Bramlage is like, people are sitting down. They get mad at people for standing up. It is what it is. And then you get like kind of the 30 and under crowd. Nobody leaves. Doesn't matter how dog shit we are. The people are stuck. Even though there are those, those Jerome Tangisms you see come out a couple times, and you're like, well, maybe I should be anywhere other than here. But, you power through. Bad K-State is still better than no K-State.
Love some loyalty. Okay, next thing, occasional terrorism, right? A little light domestic terrorism. We are familiar with the troubles and the IRA.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Which school do we think
Kansas
is more?
State, man. I don't think you can even compete with
that. That's probably us. I would say
we're not the one that has a serial killer fan.
Now, here's the thing. He didn't go to K-State. I learned this today because I actually truly had no idea who that dude was. That's going to be awful dating on my part, but had no clue who that guy was until I heard the story today. I don't think he went to K-State, and I think his daughter was like instrumental in like bringing him justice or whatever. Not that applies, that it's not us, but I will jump on this to double down as to why it definitely is us. Not that I'm trying to champion terrorism here. That's not good.
Red hair, Catholicism, and terrorism.
I really want somebody to scream
Sunday,
I just like share it somewhere.
We're just trying to find the sweet spot. Now, hear me out. So, protesting I think it was the Vietnam War, could have been the Korean War. The building that I I got my technical degree from, there was a student on campus at the time that lit the building on fire in protest. And the only piece of anything that survived in there was the sheet music to the Wabash Cannonball, the bowling alley Wabash Cannonball. That's why I messed that up. It was the only piece of anything that survived in the building. The entire building was burnt down. They reconstructed it years later, and it was kind of the main multimedia journalism spot outside of, I forget what the Kedzie Hall, old as hell, gross. But that one was definitely burnt down to the side of it in an act of probably terrorism, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right way to categorize it, but yeah. So we're definitely probably taking that one. Sorry, cats. That's probably on us, but it is what it is.
So it's the Oklahoma City bomber. That's the person who went to K-State.
I don't.
Or is this another person?
I don't think it's the
Junction City.
Junction City. I mean, hold on. We're splitting hairs here. I know that's like 25 minutes, but I don't want to claim people from Junction City like that. I mean, I do, but there's some good people in Junction City. But
okay, this is for the win. All right, this is our final thing. Perhaps what Ireland is best known for and its most valuable contribution to the world is all of the people who have left Ireland, many of them coming to America, right, and done amazing, wonderful things, right? There's lots of famous people from Ireland, lots of great thinkers and writers and scientists and all kinds of things. So, which of these schools, I guess the best way to look at this, has sent out the best, right? Has produced the best. And we can look at this from a sports angle, from a all culture angle, however we want to look at it.
We created peanut butter.
Immigration with an E, right? Who's produced the best immigration with an E?
We have George Washington Carver. You can't compete with that. We got fucking peanut butter.
Okay. Peanut butter is pretty tough to beat, but I'm taking this to the research board here.
We got George Washington Carver.
Are we constituting as grads of? Are we counting it grads of Kansas State, or to be the entire state as a whole?
I think grads. Grads. It's
okay.
Got to be grads. Yeah.
Did George Washington Carver graduate from Iowa State?
Sure did.
That's
crazy.
I
thought he was from Georgia, or maybe I'm completely wrong about that.
That's an awesome flex.
Georgia.
Yeah, that is.
Yep, he is an Iowa State alumni.
Good for him, man.
Yeah. Sure. He's from Alabama, from Tuskegee, Alabama. Sure enough, yeah, Iowa State University, 1896.
Dang.
And
let's
then
see.
he made peanut butter. Can't compete with peanut butter, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to find specific Irish ties as well as the hard part. Let's see. There is
Griffith Buck created nearly 100 different variations of the rose.
nice. There's two
That's
back to back:
I would
Kelly
say.
Ireland and Dustin Irish, which insane last names.
Kelly Ireland went to Kansas State. I
yeah,
mean,
Kelly
I
Ireland-
don't know.
I don't know who Kelly Ireland is, but
She was a supermodel, yeah?
what I think it says she's a milling science major from Kansas State University.
No, I'm thinking of Kathy Ireland.
You think, yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's the same field.
I'm thinking of Kathy
Lifeline
Ireland.
Foods. Dustin Irish is the CEO of Irish Capital, but he is Irish and his last name is Irish. But
I have an actual Irishman.
no,
Michael Grimes, 1922, PhD in 23, Irish scientist and the first professor of microbiology at University College Cork.
wow,
That is
Graduated from Iowa State.
that's
That
pretty
is
big time.
That's extremely tough to beat, especially given this topic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see. We have 11 students currently from Ireland, but that's about not going to help us in this argument.
Otherwise, we have the wonderful Albert Turner, who is the mathematician and started the Markov chain.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe.
Hey, I'm
Brownie's
not
kind of blowing you out of the water here.
You know what? Sometimes you got to lose some to win some. Really, is the key.
Yeah. All right, there we go. We will give this one to Iowa State. So
I didn't
the
want
most
to
Have an
Irish,
advantage.
I didn't
The
want
most-
it anyway.
the most Irish of these two teams, your Iowa State Cyclones.
I don't know. Kansas State, when you actually look at the things in there, that is
Yeah.
far more Irish.
Yeah, that's right.
Red
That's
hair,
right.
Catholicism, and terrorism.
I feel like I'm putting on for the squad with the double red hair here, but
Yeah.
you
I was going to say,
all right.
which one of us three is about to get swatted?
yeah, honestly.
all of a sudden my
What are we
IP's
talking
been
about on this show here? Okay. Really quick word from Mark Rogers, and then we'll be right back.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link, and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
Okay, we briefly mentioned vibes, and before we get back into X's and O's and talking about the game on the field, I have to share something that I saw on Twitter today that I found deeply concerning, Brownie, and I want you to answer for this. Cy doing the Wabash cannonball with Willie the Wildcat. What is going on here?
And there must have been a gun involved.
Yeah, behind the camera. They're waiting on it.
Yeah. Yeah. They've been doing a lot of weird collab stuff because I saw somebody posted Willie doing the Juicy Wiggle dance.
That's damning evidence. I don't want to see that.
I've also saw their like best friends together post where they were like, what's your favorite color? And Cy put purple and Willie wrote red.
Yeah.
What is this nonsense?
I was like, you can definitely tell that there is a gun somewhere in that vicinity.
Your remarks just down there like, make this last one count.
Yeah, literally.
It's allowed in Ireland. I don't know if they are. Okay, so that's weird. But let's talk about the game. Let's talk about some keys to the game. What does each side need to do to win this game? If you can give me 3, that'd be amazing. But Brownie, why don't you take it first? What does Iowa State have to do to win on Saturday?
I think the first thing that they need to do is not be conservative. Iowa State is notorious for being conservative at the beginning of the season. Usually we play, an FCS opponent or a G5, and realistically speaking, the end score looks like a blowout, but it does not feel like a blowout. I mean, we've been looking at games where it's like 33-14, 28-24. And it just feels like we never really unleash anything because we don't want to show anything for Iowa, and then we just El Assico it anyways. So I think that's going to be the key, is definitely don't be conservative. We know the play groups and the play styles that we need to do in order to be successful coming into this year. It's just, please, for the love of God, let our offensive coordinator do whatever the hell he wants for once, and don't handcuff him. Number 2 is probably defensively go back to the bend, don't break mentality. Last year, obviously, we weren't as good just because we had a lot of injuries. Our entire linebacker group was 2 walk-ons and a true freshman. So we were hurting there. Both of our safeties, one was playing with no shoulders and the other one was playing with no hands, which not great for safeties.
Yeah.
So I think defensively,
Really only great if you're Waka Flocka Flame, and otherwise,
basically. But like, you really need to go back to that bend, don't break, because I think that's when John Heacock was the most dangerous. He dared you to run the football, and if you tried to pass, you would just get so frustrated that you made a Heisman contender Will Grier do really stupid things. And then number 3 is be true to the offense. We don't have the wide receiver core that we had last year. Everybody knows this. We've already gotten snuck into 12 and 13 personnel. Somebody even said that there's a possibility of 14 personnel. So that's going to be beefy. If that is true, we need to be true to our offense, and we need to stay in that. Iowa State, when we were good in the past with Brock Purdy, Chase Allen, Dylan Sainer, Charlie Kohler. I mean, those are 3 NFL tight ends and an NFL quarterback. We need to go back to that if that's what they're wanting to stick to. And we need to somehow figure out this freaking run game, because our run game is ass. But it's usually good against K-State. So I just need snow.
I love that. Yeah, that's one of my keys, is it doesn't snow, actually. No, but yeah, I think you're kind of on the nose there, Brownie. And I think most of those are applicable the other way around. But the biggest thing for me, and I say this with the most love and respect, is obviously the classic way to say it is take care of the football, limit mistakes. The way I'm going to take it one step further, don't do anything stupid. I love Avery running 30 yards backwards, throwing it out of the end zone. What are you doing? You got to limit those plays. And I get that's first-year starters in Ames as well. Like, that's a horrible place to play if you're a young player. But you have to take care of the football. Kansas State, through the first 7 games where they're 6-1, Avery had minimal turnovers. The last couple games where they lose to Arizona State, they lose to Houston, and then they beat Cincinnati and they lose to Iowa State, you turn the football over a lot. I mean, the first play of the game was a failed pitch that went back to the house for Iowa State. Like, that's a massive play you can't have happen. That stuff cannot happen. You got to operate within the confines of the offense and find some explosions. And you have the players to do it. Like I said, actually, I want to give a shout out. I think Chris Williams, I forget if he's is he Cyclone Fanatic, maybe?
Cyclone Fanatic, yep.
Cyclone Fanatic. He was doing a podcast the other day and mentioned that the 2 quarterbacks in stock terms, Rocco Becht was kind of a Coca-Cola stock where you know it's going to continually go up, but it's not as volatile. Avery Johnson, he compared to Bitcoin, where he could be the Heisman winner or he could be a really, really bad quarterback on that given day. You can't let it be that volatile situation. You got to find your comfort zone for Avery Johnson. My second key, that was kind of blended into 3, but my second has to do with receivers on both sides of the ball. For Kansas State, last year, the only player that could get open the entire season was Jace Brown. And Iowa State had 2 touchdowns, had 2 huge plays for Kansas State. And then you see that start to get bracket. You see, okay, we got a one-on-one Jace Brown and then shade his side if you have to. And none of the other dudes outside of the tight end room could find any separation. Also, credit to Iowa State, they had a dang good secondary. You have to find some separation. I think this year with a guy like Jerron Tibbs, who I've heard incredible things about in camp, a 6'3" guy who's talented, quick, and has the radius to go catch just about everything, as well as Jaron Bradley, another dude that's, had some Big 12 accolades. At one point was a preseason All Big 12 player for Texas Tech. Now he's at Kansas State. There's some explosion there that Kansas State can really utilize. And then on the other side of the ball, like I said, Iowa State's receivers. I mean, Brownie mentioned it. You have to make them go prove it. Don't let them run first, second, on first down. Don't give up 7 yards and then just give whatever you want. Like, you got to stuff the line of scrimmage and then truly make this new receiver cast beat you, because I'm high on Iowa State's receivers to an extent. That is absolutely true. The secondary does need to help, but you have to make them prove it. I think 6 games down the year, Chase Sowell, Xavier Townsend, those guys are going to look really, really good. Are they going to look the same they do week 1, they do week 5, week 6? That's what you have to capitalize on there. And then lastly, this is something all K-State fans know, the kicking game. They were atrocious last year. They were not special teams U. They didn't deserve to have any of those letters in the same name anytime they're associated. Like, that was not Kansas State football. They botched kickoff, or they botched extra point after extra point, field goal after field goal with long snapper issues. Holders have the yips, this guy here, and it really ruined a great season from our kicker at the time, who was truly an awesome story. But the long snapping unit kind of screws up there. You have to get back on base and just not make it be a problem area. If you can be just average, everything else will ebb and flow. That's fine the way it is, but you can't have mistakes in special teams.
Great keys, great keys. We're going to have one more quick word about Voice of College Football bets, and then we'll be back for the end.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
All right, boys, as we bring this thing to a close, presumably there's going to be a lot of Irish folks there in Dublin going to watch Farmageddon. They're expecting a great football game. They don't know who to root for, right? We established, which teams are more Irish, but I want you to sell, if we've got any Irish people watching this show right now, why they should be walking into that stadium cheering for Kansas State or cheering for Iowa State. Go.
Brownie, you want first or second here?
I'll go second.
All right, I'll start off. If you're in Ireland, and whether this is your first experience with football or you've been a fan of the American game for years, if you're looking for something to look for here, the name of the game is excitement. Who is one of the most exciting players in college football? Avery Johnson at quarterback. Not only that, you will never confuse who he is on the field. With the glowing mane coming out the back of the head, Sunshine is textbook what you want to root for in college football. Then you look in the backfield. You got Dylan Edwards, who at age 16 was the fastest man in the Midwest, ran a crazy laser time 40, 4.28 or something ridiculous like that. You have guys that hit the home run ball every single time they touch the football. Now, that's not for the faint of heart, because like we've seen the last couple of years, you're going to see some mistakes here and there. You're going to see some players that don't go that way, but you have superstar, tremendous athletes all across the field that are going to make massive plays for you. Now, you can root the traditions. Kansas State, long tradition. Obviously, we talked about the Irish ties, people on that on both sides of the ball. Both these coaches are incredible. Both these teams are incredible. If you're sitting there in the stands and you want to see something exciting, you want to watch the kid that can hit a home run any single time the football's in his hands. And oh, by the way, every time he drops back, the ball's already in his hands.
All right, Brownie, what do you have?
Very simple. If you want to cheer for Kansas State, you're rooting for England. If you want to cheer for Iowa State, you're rooting for Ireland. You want to know why? Because Iowa State has been the shit can forever and a day. And if you enjoy being a shit can that likes to be a hooligan and go and have beers and go have a blast and not give a shit about what happens, join the clones.
Those are two very good cases. Okay, give me a final score and then I'll put on my hat, give you my prediction.
Brownie, I'll make you go first this time.
63-60 ISU.
Oh,
Last second field goal.
Golly.
Barn burner, baby.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm fired up about that. Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit more conservative with mine. I got K-State 33, Iowa State 24.
33-24. Okay. I totally agree that this is going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a thrill ride. Somebody said it at the very beginning of the show, you could not, here it is, you could not ask for much more out of the first game of a season, right? Usually week 0, it's like, Northwestern and Stanford, but God, I'm so starved for football. Let me put something on. This is actually going to be a legitimately really great game between two really great teams that are going to be competing for a Big 12 title. Okay?
Deal, Marshall.
And it's going to be amazing. So, listen, yes, Avery Johnson, Dylan Edwards, you got some great names on offense. I have a lot of concerns about that K-State offensive line, and I feel like nobody is talking about all of these new transfers that you're trying to get to work here in this first game. Are they going to be able to gel immediately? I don't know, right?
Whereas your running back throw a football.
Well, there's that's that too. We haven't even talked about the running back allegations. Okay. But Iowa State has that cohesion, right? Iowa State has some talent coming in at receiver. I feel like that's a lot easier to plug and play than on the front there. And Rocco Becht, I think, is a top 3 quarterback in the Big 12. Truly. Both of these defenses are going to be strong. It is going to be a barn burner. I'm thinking very high scoring, not quite as high scoring as Brownie. I'm thinking 45-42. Give me the clones.
My man.
I think Iowa State wins this one. Hey, this doesn't mean anything. I've picked Kansas to beat Kansas State like 2 years in a row. That hasn't happened. But I think Iowa State wins this one. It's going to be a lot of fun either way.
I agree. I don't think either team hits 40, but I tell you what, I'd love to see them both.
Yes.
Marshall's promising a beer if one team hits 60, so I know what I'm rooting for.
That's big time. In for that.
Done and done. Well, there we go. That's our show tonight. Gentlemen, tell the good people where they can find you. Joe, go first.
Well, guys, you see it in the name there. I'm over on YouTube, Joe Tillery. On Twitter, it's the exact opposite, Tillery_Joe. For some reason, thought that was a good idea. I'll be talking ball about the Cats. Probably talk with these guys again at some point. Just over there having a good time. Can't wait to wait for Saturday.
Yeah, you're right, Robbie. This probably does mean that K-State's going to win. My track record.
Nah, we're breaking the Clint curse. We're breaking it.
Yeah. I'm so
if you don't know where to find me by now, I think we have more issues. You can also follow me on widerightnattylight.com. We also have our Wide Right Natty Light Discord that is starting to really pick up heat, including the 10-12 chat in there, talking football about every team. So come on over. We talk everything from college football, NFL, all the way to cricket.
Amazing. I can't imagine why you'd want to talk about cricket.
Hey, man, the Olympics did weird things in that Discord.
So please do subscribe to the show at Big 12 VOCFB. We do this every Tuesday, and it's finally football season. It's going to get a lot more fun, a lot less spilling time, a lot more just talking about games. It's amazing. Follow me at my personal YouTube channel at Clint Foster Creations and on Twitter at Clint_Foster55. And subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Until next week, I love you. I hope your team wins. That goes for you, too, Kansas State. And go Big 12.
Avery's a running back.
Don't listen to him.
Got it in.
It's crazy.